Hey, I'm here. I don't have my headphones on yet, but I am here trying to get myself situated to get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Good morning. It's Monday. It is Monday morning. It's Monday morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope all is well. Hope all is going well. We're off to the races, getting ready to start up the Monday morning in the market. Always fun in here for that. Always fun in the Monday morning market. Yes, it is. It is. It is. I'm situating my chart so that way you all don't look at it and be like, what's all that stuff on your chart? Because that's what happens. People look at it and go, what's all that stuff on your chart? What's those numbers? Which I don't have any problem with people asking because I'm an educator. So my job is to educate. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Let's rock on because y'all know I got a little bit of time before we got to go and hand back these tests because we had tests on Thursday, and yeah, there's that. Hey Val, hey Iola, my day Littlefield, Tanya. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's see what we can see this morning. Okay. Bring the right stuff to the screen, to the stage. Coming to the stage. The VIX this morning. Hey Ward. The VIX this morning is at 1695. Maybe it'll come on and show on the screen today. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. The VIX is at 1695, just below 17. We are really in a situation where we're on the countdown for the tariffs are going to kick in about a week and a half, maybe 10 days. And there's a lot that is kind of like last minute scrambling. Some folks are thinking, whether or not the president is going to pull back on some of this stuff, but at this point, you're not really sure. So everything is kind of tentative and up in the air. So 1695 is where we are. Again, I will say, as I always say every single day, to trade what you see. Trade what you see every single day, every single day. EU steps up reprisal plan as trade deal hopes fail. The EU is eyeing more ways to hit U.S. business if Trump's increasingly hardline stance end in a no deal. So though they're trying to make some, a plan. If there's not a plan, they coming back with a plan. Okay, so Stellantis warns of a $2.7 billion loss due to costs and tariffs hit. Block stock jumps as on its addition to S&P 500. Woo, Block is Square, right? Isn't that the same people who do the Square? Oh, that might be one to look at today. Being added to the S&P 500. Domino's post quarter two sales beat amid strong U.S. demand. Tesla quarter two earnings preview. 3 things to watch. Tesla has earnings, I want to say, on, is it Thursday? Is it Tesla that has earnings on Thursday? Wednesday, we're going to talk about earnings here in a minute, so I'm not even going to have to think about it. U.S. stock futures climb with a rush of earnings ahead. We've definitely got earnings coming up this week. I'm going to go through those here in a minute. Biogen is going to invest $2 billion more in North Carolina. That must mean they're putting some kind of plant over in North Carolina, which is good to see. Biogen is putting that kind of money up means that they feel like they're going to, put down some roots, and their company must feel strong to put $2 billion into it. Good morning, Julie. Good morning. Stocks making the biggest move. Premarket is Block, Pinterest, Verizon, and more. That Block move might be one to watch here. Okay. Premarket Dow futures is up 95, S&P futures up 13, Nasdaq futures up 47. Oil and 10-year bonds are both red. Stock futures move higher as traders await big tech earnings. Eye the trade developments over in Europe. Everything's red over there. European stocks are mixed amid tariff uncertainty. Ryanair profits soar 128%. Ryanair, anybody know who they are and what they do? Ryanair. Over in Asia, ASX and the Nikkei are both red. Nifty 50, Hang Seng, and Shanghai are all green. Japanese yen strengthens after ruling party loses upper house majority. Roar. Okay, crypto. Bitcoin is at 118,000. Ethereum 3,800. Solana $190. Dogecoin and XRP are both down a little bit. That's where we are with that. The calendar for today, Monday, CB leading index, nothing shows up on the calendar for today. But tomorrow morning, good morning, Lisa. Tomorrow morning, Fed Chair Powell is going to speak at this. He's going to open up some kind of, of course, I did it. We looked at it last night. We looked at it last night. Due to deliver the opening remarks at the integrated review of the capital framework for the large banks conference. It's hosted by the Federal Reserve in Washington, D.C. He's going to deliver the opening remarks. That's tomorrow morning at 8:30. Okay. Richmond Manufacturing Index API. On Thursday is when we have the first red folder, which is unemployment claims, flash manufacturing PMI, and flash services PMI. All of that is happening on Thursday and Friday. So Friday is just another orange folder. Only red folder we have at this point for the week is the Thursday, but just know we are definitely in a news-driven market. And any quiet day can be disrupted by somebody getting on the mic, coming to the microphone. It can be disrupted by somebody coming to the mic. Okay, so just know that that's always a possibility. Trade what you see as usual. This is what investing.com has for today. The 3-month bill auction at 11:30, 6-month bill auction 11:30. Those don't move the market as much as those 10 years, but you see 1 star here, minor volatility. But at 10 o'clock, we do have a 2-star event. That's a U.S. leading index month over month. That's the same thing that showed up on Forex Factory as well. I was talking about earnings. So let's go and see. This morning for earnings, we have Verizon, Domino's Pizza, Cleveland Cliffs, Dynex, Roper, Ryanair, HBT Financial, and who are these people? Preferred Bank. Where did we see Square? I guess Square, maybe they got the news. They're definitely not in earnings, but they are getting added to the S&P 500, so they may have a pop as a result of that. What I see as strongly anticipated earnings for the week would definitely be Tesla, which is Wednesday after market. I did think it said, I thought it was Thursday. Wednesday after market close, Tesla will have earnings. Alphabet, which is what Alphabet is Google, right? Yeah. Yeah, Alphabet is Google. It's gonna have it says right there, duh. It says Google. It's gonna have earnings Wednesday after the market closes as well. So those two things, I have to keep that in mind because I'm in a Google trade, a Google credit spread. I believe it's a put credit spread for this week as well. Coca-Cola's coming up tomorrow morning. Northrop Grumman and Lockheed Martin are also tomorrow morning. Texas Instruments tomorrow after close. Next Era Energy seems to have a little bit of a few eyes on it. GE Vernova also there. Anything else? Southwest Intel, which Intel is Intel. It never could get out the gate. It finally decided we're not coming. You know how you waiting on your friend who keeps telling you they on the way, we on the way, we on the way, and then finally at some point the friend sends you a message and says I'm not coming. That's like Intel right now. Intel kept letting people believe they were on the way, and then finally they came and said we not coming. We just not coming. We're not coming. Okay, S&P this morning is currently at 63.11. S&P closed on Friday at 62.97. So it's about 10, 11, 12, 13 points. Yeah, 14 points. Yeah, 7, 11, 14 points above where it closed on Friday. It's about 14 points. Julie said that's so true about Intel. Yeah, they finally came. They finally sent a text message and said we're not coming because they're not. Okay, just in case you were holding on to, if you were hoping against hope, as they say, if you were hoping against hope, Intel is not coming. They're not coming. They're not coming to the party. Y'all was waiting on them. We sitting here waiting on them, and they ain't even coming. Yep, they're not coming. They're not coming. Okay, so If you were waiting, wait no more. We'll come back to the charts here in a minute. Let's see what Adam had to say. We spent all Friday chopping due to OPEX. True. I think I said like yesterday that that basically SPX stayed in about a 30-point range all day on Friday. It's opened at 63.13 and went down as low as 62.85, and it stayed in that range the rest of the day. That's basically 30 points. So it's been all day Friday chopping to OPEX due to OPEX. Long trigger as posted Friday in the newsletter was 62.96 reclaim. We got it at 6:30 yesterday. Targets were 63.04, which was hit, 63.14, which is hit. Plan today, work done. Just hold your runner. 62.80 and 86 to 63.14 is all chopped, just like Friday. Between 60 to 80 to 63.14 is chopped because Friday, the highest it got was 63.13 and some change, right? 63.14 is the highest we've been. 63.10, 63.14. If it clears, right, you got to go up there. Same support, 62.80, 86. The gap between ES and SPX is about 47 points. Nope. I think it's 37 points. That needs to be 37, not 47. That needs to be 37, not 47. Okay? It's 37 points, not 47 points. Yep, it's 37. I'm going to fix that. So those in my community will get a fresh, those in my community are going to get a fresh copy, because that needs to be 37, not 47, because it was 40 last week and the gap is closing. It's not 47. It is 37. I'm sending those now just so I don't forget. Okay, it's 37 points, not 47. So those who are listening to me, the gap is 37. Good morning, Drew. Good morning, Janae. And good morning, Cassandra. The gap is 37 points, not 47. Okay, if you're trading XSP, your range is from 628 to 632, and you're cool there until or unless one of those breaks. Right now we're in the chop zone, maybe building a little, building a support system, but the price is currently in between those two. It's in between those two zones right now. It's at 63.10 until something breaks out. There has not been a break. It looks like, I'm going to look real quick. I'm looking over to the right at the chart to see, has it gone up any higher than that? And it looks like there is a high of 63.16. So it has gone up as high as 63.16 in the pre-market. So it could go up a little bit higher, maybe 63.20. 632 is what I said on XSP. That could be your high at 63.20, could be your high on SPX. This was last week's trades list. Went 75%, 9 of 12 on the trades list. The Uber and the Exxon were breached last week. This was my Peakbot trades list from last week. I closed both of those a little bit early. The Home Depot, I closed it a little early too. It almost made it back above 360. It closed at like 359.60 or something like that. It was real close, but I had closed it earlier in the day. That's the list for last week. We do have a list for this week. Again, I use Peakbot to do my credit spread entries. If you want to do that, there's a link there for you to use for Peakbot. It will do all your entries for you. Right, it'll do your entries for you. We got Apple, Amazon, Bed Bath Beyond, Cop. I forgot what that even stands for. ConocoPhillips. There we go. ConocoPhillips, CVS, Home Depot, Meta, Merck, Duo, PayPal, Visa, and Walmart. And you see some of them are also on the call credit spread list. It's because they're in the neutral. They're in a neutral trend. So Bed Bath Beyond is over there. CVS, Home Depot, Merck, Duo, Visa, and Walmart. Those are on all 7 of those are on both lists. The way you work that is you trade one side or the other side based on what your conviction is, or trade them both and do iron condors. Really up to you. When I put them on both sides of the list like this, when I put them on both sides of the list like this, I give a little room, because I know with an iron condor you can't get too tight. So I give a little bit of room at those lines to let the trade breathe. With a V, breathe. I let the trade breathe, so that way you get a little bit of space. Okay, so Check these numbers when you get ready to enter the trade. You want to check to make sure these numbers still work for you, because they may need to be adjusted a little bit once the market opens. I do this list over the weekend based on the previous week. But on Monday, maybe the price action, when the market opens and price action gets going, you might decide that these numbers need to be adjusted a little bit. And I say go ahead. All right, go ahead and do your good adjustments. E2T University is starting on August the 18th. If you are somebody who wants to be able to trade, to want to learn how to trade options, learn the stock market, learn how to work with us, work with me, because really you need to work with me because I'm doing the training and the teaching. If you want to learn from me, learn how to chart, how to use indicators, how to use our seller strategies, how to make daily profits, how to manage your portfolio, learn what is trade psychology and how do you manage your mind as it comes down to trading, because that's, I'm telling you, the mind is the final frontier with trading. You can learn all the strategies in the world, and if you don't have the enemy under control, you'll blow it every time. You can be a master at strategies. And if you don't have your own emotions, your own FOMO, your own greed, your own impatience, if you don't have those things managed, you'll blow a bag every time. Okay. So it's not just strategies. You must have your trade psychology down as well. And what is your own level of risk management and how do you do risk management? All of those things are covered in a 12-week program called E2T University. It is opening August the 18th. And there is a link there. It's running along the bottom. It's not running along the bottom, but it is running along the bottom now. The E2T wait list is open and available for you to get signed up if you want to come on and join us in the 12-week program. Okay, that is up and running. Feel free to come on and join us. Let's go look over at the charts as we continue down the trek. Let's go turn this off, remove, and add to the stage. There we go. Let's look at what the pre-market's looking like this morning. SPY. Let me turn off VWAP so that way we can see as clean a chart as possible for this morning. I need my I need more information when I'm charting and trading, but for the call, I don't need as much information. Okay, it looks like SPY has gapped up from Friday's close. It closed on Friday at 627.57 and it's currently at 628.99, which is about $2.50, right? It's gapped up to 629, ran up a bit, and then came back down. SPY likes to close its gaps. Not telling anybody what to do with their money, but just saying that SPY likes to close its gaps. So this gap may fill at the open. It likes to do that and then go on about its way. It may fill and keep going down. You just trade what you see. That's what you do. But at this point, SPY has gapped up. We're about 40 minutes, 45 minutes away from market open. It is gapped up about $2.50. All right. Is that $2.50? From 627 to 629 is $2. So it's about $1.50. Got about $1.50. Okay. That is SPY. Triple Q is probably going to look similar, and it does. It closed at 561. Triple Q closed at 561. Let me put the close on there, 561.25. It is currently at 562.53, which is about $1.25. And it looks like it gapped up and it's trying to come back down and fill its gap. Remember, SPY and Triple Q, both of those are at an all-time high, and this is territory that is interesting. Okay. So you need to, I'm not telling anybody how to manage their money. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not trying to give financial advice. I'm just saying that when you're at all-time high, you definitely don't know how the market is going to, or how a particular stock is going to function. Yes, it can continue to push because people may say, oh, I want to buy some here too. But then there's more people who will say, oh, I bought it here and it's now up here. Let me take my profits. And when you take profits, that's called selling, and the prices go. And what makes the prices fall down? It's when people sell it. All right. It gets to all-time highs. Many people say, let me take my profits off the table and get back in after it drops a bit. Some people will stay in and say, maybe it can go higher. That would be called greed. And there are a lot of people who have money on the on the table and in the trade who have conquered greed. Everybody ain't in there who has not conquered that yet. So some people have conquered it and they're like, let me go and take my money off the table and get back in when it comes back down because it will. The people who are in there going, let me hold on, it's going to go higher. And then when it starts falling, everybody starts jumping out. But the people who had wisdom took their money out at a reasonable time. Yeah, that happens. This happens. So um, when people start selling, that's when the prices start falling. All righty, that's how that goes. IWM closed on Friday at 222.30 or somewhere in that vicinity. It is currently at 223.83. Now, IWM gapped up and it pulled back a little bit, but it started going up some more. It could potentially keep moving. So they could all do anything. Just know that they could all do whatever they like. They could all do whatever they like because that's what stocks do, whatever they like. Okay, that's where we are on those three indices. Be sure to trade what you see. Okay, trade what you see. Have your strategy all lined out. Know your entries, know your exits, know your stops, whatever you're doing, because exits can be for profit or for a loss. What are your stops? Have them all set for you in your mind ahead of time. All right. That way, when it all starts to happen, you're not sitting around going, what am I going to do? You already have thought about it when there was no pressure. So when there is pressure, you're ready to execute. All right. You're ready to execute when there is pressure. The E2T membership, this is where we function. This is where I am all day, every day in the membership. We're trading SPX and XSP. This is where we get our money every single day. We place 3 to 4 trades, something like that, but we're there to work with each other. Community helps us all be successful. If you're trading by yourself, you're asking to get clapped. I'm not saying you can't trade by yourself because trading is a very solo kind of gig. That's one thing I like about it. Is you can do it by yourself. But many times when you're by yourself and your trade starts going kind of rent, you need some people. You need community. All right. It's always good to trade with people and places that you can ask questions, somebody who can answer your questions. Because I've been in communities where you can send a question into the atmosphere and nobody who you were paying money to would respond. People would respond. It just wouldn't be the people you paid. And, in our community, you want to be with the people you paid. You want the folks who you pay money to respond sometime. I don't always respond as quickly as people would want me to, but I'm pretty much going to answer. I'm going to answer pretty regular, pretty quick. All right. In the membership, we've got group trading, selling strategy for SPX and XSP. We did our charting call last night. We have a separate channel for trade alerts or trade, call outs. We have a first Saturday coaching call, which is coming up a couple weeks. One-on-one, everybody gets a one-on-one session per quarter, private Telegram group, and Zoom calls. We do our Zoom calls on Friday now because I'm teaching during the week. But if you want to join us over there, you've got the link, $147 a month, $14.97 for annual. All right, let's go ahead and do our declaration so that we can wrap this up. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I am a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. Okay, I do want you to always, before you place a trade, I want you to say to yourself, and I got this from my mentor, I'm passing it on to you, that trading is serious business. Everybody repeating, trading is serious business. Okay, I'm writing it as I say it. Trading is serious business, and I am serious about my trading. Trading is serious business, and I am serious about my trading. This is not for gambling. Some of us are using this as our ticket out of our 9 to 5s. Some people are using this to fund their retirement or to fund their children's education. Some people are using this to finance their parents' um, residential homes, all the things. Okay, I could go through a whole list of what you're financing. Some people using this to finance vacations. Okay, whatever it is you're using this to finance, that in itself is your business. But trading is serious business. It is a great tool that can pay dividends and give us rewards and provide us a true income, but we must take it seriously. Okay, please take it seriously. Know that it is serious business. All right, trading is serious business, and I'm serious about my trading. All righty. All right, everybody. Three things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. I will see you all in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Y'all have a good day.